Ford Ranger is one of the best-selling pickup trucks in the Asia-Pacific region. Here in Metro Manila, I'd say 3 out of 5 trucks that I see on the road are Rangers. Now, Ford just released a new engine and transmission for the Wildtrak. The new Ranger Wildtrak features a new 2-liter bi-turbo engine. It is the same engine that powers the very impressive Ranger Raptor. Don't let the low displacement fool you. It produces more power than the previous 3.2-liter engine. It produces 210 horsepower and 500 Newton meters of torque. It is coupled to a 10-speed automatic. It is the best in class when it comes to power and number of gears. In contrast, the Conquest only has 175 horsepower and has a 6-speed tranny. Looks are of course subjective, but the Wildtrak looks masculine and tough without even trying. On the other hand, the Hilux Conquest TRD looks like it tried, maybe a bit too hard, but didn't quite make it. The Wildtrak's front end looks broad and imposing. The grille and the bumper have been slightly modified, and some of the chrome trims have been blackened out, but other than that, it looks similar to last year's model. Okay, the Wildtrak's interior feels very premium. The dashboard is covered in stitched leather. In comparison, the interior of the Hilux looks pretty good, but the dashboard is entirely bare plastic. Driving the Ranger around this tight slalom course, you do get a sense of how big the vehicle is. It was the complete opposite of graceful. The length of the vehicle meant that it had a pretty long turning radius, much longer than the Hilux. It also requires a lot of turns from lock to lock. Expectedly, there was body roll, but not so much. The Ranger Wildtrak has electronically assisted power steering, which makes the steering very, very light. The Hilux still uses conventional hydraulic steering, which feels a lot heavier. Where the Wildtrak really shines though is in its gadgetry. One, it has self-parking. This is ideal for the parallel parking challenged, as the car will automatically steer itself into a parking spot with the driver only stepping on the brakes to control the speed. It also has a rear camera, which the Conquest doesn't have. And now, even if you're an expert on parallel parking, it is still a feature that's convenient to have when you want to impress your mother. There's also active noise cancellation. What it basically does is it uses sound waves to block out or minimize noise. If you've heard of noise-canceling headphones, this is similar technology. There's also adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning, autonomous braking. The truck will apply brakes autonomously when it detects pedestrians and vehicles. These are features that the Hilux doesn't have. Stepping out from the Ranger to the Hilux honestly felt like a significant downgrade. The Ranger Wildtrak sells for 1.69 million pesos, and the Conquest sells for 1.77 million. The Wildtrak is more than 100,000 pesos cheaper, but you get more features and more power. Also, the top-of-the-line Ranger Raptor sells for just a little over 100,000 pesos, more than the Hilux. If you can afford that extra 100k, I suggest that you go for the Raptor, because that is a lot more vehicle for the money. Considering that some are pitting the Conquest TRD against the top-of-the-line Ranger Raptor, it is surprising that even the lower-trimmed Wildtrak outdoes it on so many levels. Perhaps the main selling point of the Hilux is the Toyota badge, which is known for reliability, But I'm actually an owner of a pre-facelift Ranger, and so far, I've had zero problems with it. On objective and subjective categories, I think the Wildtrak is one of the best trucks that you can buy for the money.
Yeah, you can feel the power here.
Ready for the jump.